So most men view meeting women as this specific process they have to do, or they have to go to these specific places to meet women. So for example, a guy might work his entire day in the office and then he will go to a bachata class to try to interact with women. He will download Tinder or Bumble to go to interact with women there. But that might be a very small subset of his time spent alive and awake. So what about all the other opportunities that he has to meet women when he goes to a mall, to do some grocery shoppings, on his way to work, from his way to work, when he's out there doing some exercise? What about those times? Can he use those times to meet women? Yes, he can. And this is a critical mindset shift that is required for you to have much more opportunities to meet women. Is you start seeing life as this one giant party. Think about when you were maybe younger, or even now when you go to a party. When you're in a party mode, you're allowed to flirt with women and you're allowed to try to make something happen. But when the party ends, you go back to your normal character, and in your normal character, you're not supposed to meet other people, and you're not supposed to meet women. But why can't you see life as this one giant party? Right now, it's about 7 p.m. here in Madrid. It's getting dark. Obviously, it's not a time for parties, especially in Spain. But why can't I go around now if I'm having my evening walk or I'm recording my video? Why can't I now go talk to a girl? I can, because when you start seeing life as this one giant party, you can talk to women anywhere, anytime. You don't have to have a specific time and place and call it party for you to be able to talk to women. But the problem is that most men expect and they need a certain kind of context for them to have a reason to go and meet the opposite sex. But once you start seeing the world as a one giant party, you realize that you don't need an excuse. You don't need the premise of, oh, we're in a club, or we're in a bar, or we're in a salsa class. You give the meeting its own premise. Just because you're approaching, that's enough of a context for you to meet that girl. You don't need the premise of, well, I'm in a nightclub now, so I am allowed to talk to women. I'm on a Tinder now, so I'm allowed to show intent. You can do that anywhere, anytime. And that's the goal of this channel and the goal of Real Life Approaches, is that you make your own rules. You decide when and how you're gonna approach a girl. You're the one who's deciding. You're not letting the world tell you when you can do it and when you can do it. Obviously, in some points and in some situations, I wouldn't advise it. So for example, if you work for a 20 people startup, that's not a very intelligent place to do it, because you have all these other women in the world that you can talk to. And that's another thing. When you see this world as a one giant party, you have literally millions of women you can talk to. So you're not going to be tempted or under pressure to talk to the very few women you have at work, to the very few women you have at your language class, because you are there maybe to learn a language, or you're there to do yoga for whatever club you're going to. But a lot of guys feel the pressure because they think, well, I'm in a social setting now. This is my chance. This is my chance to hit on that one girl that is in our yoga class or in our language class. But if you learn to see all of your surroundings as a one giant party, well, this is the party you can utilize and take advantage of for you to talk to that girl. And there are endless opportunities out there. So start seeing life as this one giant party where you can make something happen at any time. And once you can do that, you have endless opportunities, endless abundance, and you can have this party everywhere, anytime, and you don't get hangover. There's no entry fee. There's no list that you can be on. Life is the party. This is the moment. This is the party. Go make it happen, because you can make it happen. I'm making it happen every day. When I go outside in a major city, it's a massive party. You can see all these people coming around. Yes, you have to make it happen. You have to be the one that's approaching. But if you can do that, you create your own party. And that's the beautiful thing about Real Life Approaches.